A team loses a game at the World Cup, the players are devastated, the fans are devastated, and then somehow that same team books a flight to the next round anyway. Not a typo, not a mistake. They lost and they qualified. If that sounds impossible, it is because nobody ever explains how World Cup maths actually works. Here is exactly how it works. A World Cup group has 4 teams. Each team plays the other 3 once. Win, you get 3 points. Draw, you get 1 point each. Lose, you get nothing. After 3 games, the 2 teams with the most points in the group go through to the knockout stage. That part is simple. Most fans know that part. Here is the part most fans do not know. This year, for the first time in history, the World Cup has 48 teams split into 12 groups of 4. The top 2 in each group qualify automatically. 24 teams through that way, but the tournament needs 32 teams in the knockout stage, which leaves 8 spots unaccounted for. And that is where it gets interesting. Those 8 remaining spots go to the best third-place teams, not the best second-place teams. Not a playoff. The best performing teams that finished third in their group ranked against each other across all 12 groups. So if you finish third in your group, you are not automatically out. You are entered into a second competition, invisible to most fans, happening simultaneously across the entire tournament. This is not a new idea. It existed in smaller form in earlier World Cups too, back when there were fewer groups. But with 12 groups now instead of 8, the mathematics behind it have become significantly more complex and significantly more dramatic. Here is where the losing comes in. Imagine your team loses 1 match, badly even, but you win your other 2 games comfortably with big score lines. You finish third in your group on points because the other 2 teams above you won all 3 games. But your goal difference, your goals scored, your overall record across the 3 matches is strong enough to outperform other third-place teams who only barely scrape through with a draw and a narrow win. The ranking of best third-place teams uses points first, then goal difference, then goals scored, then a list of other tiebreakers if needed. Lose 1 match badly enough to drop to 3rd place, but perform well enough across the other 2 games, and you can still rank higher than a team that finished 3rd somewhere else with a worse overall record. You lost a game, you still made the cut. Here is what almost nobody realizes until it actually happens to their team. Because there are 12 different groups and only 8 third-place spots available, this creates an enormous live mathematical puzzle running across the entire group stage. A team can be watching a completely different match, in a different stadium, in a different country, and have their own World Cup fate decided by a result they have no control over whatsoever. This is sometimes called doing the maths by fans, and it has become its own bizarre tradition at recent World Cups. Supporters in one stadium cheering for a result in a completely unrelated match happening on the other side of the continent because that result determines their own qualification. Right now at the 2026 World Cup, with 12 groups in play simultaneously for the first time ever, this scenario is not rare. It is structurally guaranteed to happen multiple times across multiple groups. Teams will lose matches this tournament and celebrate qualifying anyway, while other teams win matches and still go home because their 3rd place ranking simply was not strong enough. The scoreline alone will never tell you the full story this year. A World Cup group has 4 teams and the top 2 automatically advance. But this year, 8 more spots go to the best 3rd place teams across all 12 groups, ranked by points, then goal difference, then goals scored. That means a team can lose a match, finish 3rd, and still qualify if their overall record beats other 3rd place finishers elsewhere. Losing a game is not the end of the story anymore. The full table across every group is, the game has not changed. You have. You're welcome. Subscribe if you enjoyed this type of content. It means a lot.